The 1-year mark since Hurricane Helene, signs of progress are there. The governor's office says 95% of public roads are now repaired. Small businesses have gotten $110 million in aid, and more than 400 homes have been rebuilt. Now, even with signs of recovery, leaders say a lot more work remains to be done, and it is why Governor Josh Stein plans to ask Congress now for $13.5 billion. State government reporter Will Doran joins us now. Will, Stein, of course, is a Democrat. Trump is a Republican. The Republicans also control Congress. What are the governor's chances, you think, of getting this money approved?
Yeah, Dan, there is broad bipartisan support for Helene aid, at least here in North Carolina. Stein and our Republican-led state legislature have worked together on multiple aid packages. But nationally, the politics have been complicated by Trump's efforts to cut government spending. Stein says today that the White House has slow-walked Helene aid, even blocking money that FEMA has already approved.
So how is this all going to work? And what does the White House have to say about the efforts to get this money?
Well, previously, relief funds would have been sent out as soon as FEMA approved the request. But now, all of those FEMA funds are being held up unless they're personally approved by Trump's Homeland Security Director, Kristi Noem, and then by Trump's DOJ team, too. Stein said today that the federal government needs to change its approach and also to approve even more funding.
Recovery is a team sport. The state has been putting in money and effort. And 1 year after this terrible tragedy, it is time for our federal government to meet the needs of the people of Western North Carolina.
Now, Stein has raised similar requests for more Helene aid in the past without success. Earlier this month, a White House spokesperson told us that, quote, Stein's request is evidence that he is unfit to run a state.
But again, it is Congress that is in charge of this spending. So what kind of reception do you think can Stein expect there from Congress when he asks for an extra $13.5 billion?
Yeah, Dan, even though he's received a frosty reception from the White House, Stein might hope to have some GOP allies in Congress for this fight. Just last week, we reported how Republican U.S. Senator Ted Budd was blocking some of Trump's nominees from being voted on as a protest against the slowdown in Helene aid. And Stein will now be looking to Budd and others in the North Carolina delegation to convince their fellow Republicans that these billions of dollars more in aid will be money well spent.
All right, Will, thank you. And for all of the coverage on Stein's speech today ahead of his trip to D.C. later this week, you can head to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.